Hey guys, so I'm going to be filming another one of my Let's Talk videos, and today's topic is over eye priming. So basically I wanted to touch base on this because when I first started watching YouTube, this is something that was kind of new to me. I never understood the purpose of priming, and I was kind of like, ugh, another extra step in the morning that's pointless, and it's kind of, what's the point of it? You know, it's an extra step, it's more money you have to spend on another item. But as I started watching more and more tutorials, I kind of learned how important priming is, and then it's also one of those things that you don't think about until you actually start doing it, and you start realizing how important of a step it is. And also, a lot of videos just tell you, hey, I'm priming my lid with this one, but they don't really tell you what all it's doing for you. So the video of this is to give you a purpose statement of why to prime your eyelids, and a few examples of what it can do for you, a few examples of products, and especially with different price points. Oh, sorry. Different price points for, you know, depending on your budget. And also, I forgot where I was going with that. And some other items that I don't have here that I will mention. So first off, let's start with the purpose of priming your lids. For one, those of you that have oily skin, they do serve as a good mattifier. Putting on primers does help absorb the oils in your on your eyeball, not your eyeball, but your eyelid. And wow, can you imagine putting like primer in your eyeball? Anyways, off topic. It serves as a mattifier, so that way it absorbs the oils instead of leaving it there on your skin. It can also, another purpose that a lot of YouTubers use it for is it's a good adhesive. It's a good tacky substance that'll grab a hold of your colors, and it's going to keep them bright and lasting long. It prevents your eyeshadows from creasing. It gives you an excellent color payoff. You could have the best primer in the world and use it with drugstore products, and it'll make those drugstore products look like $1 million. Like, depending on what you use and how you use it will really impact the way your makeup looks. So yeah, it's gonna make the color look bright and last longer. It'll prevent the creasing, like I said. It'll help that shadow last all day long, especially if you're one of those people that, like me, I have the time to touch up my makeup during the day. I hate doing it. Why am I going to spend 30 minutes a day putting on my makeup just so I can touch it up later on? It's pointless. That is completely pointless to me. However, some of y'all like to do that. That's your prerogative. But this is one of those steps that I don't want to have to do. I want to make my eyes look flawless the first time, and I want it to look like that and not have to touch it up during the day. Because think about it. The more times you touch it up, that means the more product you're using, and the more your money's going down the drain because you're having to use it so much. So there's that. Also, MAC has some really good eyeshadows that have these, what's called a duochromatic finish, and it's where it's a one color in one aspect of light, and when you turn it and another stream of light hits it, it changes colors. So a good base will help bring out that duochromatic effect. So you're creating not only are you creating the color and the depth of the color, but you're also creating different looks with it based on the primer that you use. So for the purpose of this video, I've divided up what I have in my collection, and I've kind of divided it up in a way that makes easier sense for those of you that do not understand primers. Those of you that already know what all this is, it's just more examples for you, a little bit more input for you. So I broke it up into three components. The first one being your basics priming tools, and your essentials is your second, and then your secondary would be your third. Excuse me. So your basics would be like when you're putting on your makeup in the morning, or whenever you put your makeup on. Your basics, I would consider your basic primers as your foundation. This is just the Rimmel Lasting Finish foundation that I have, 16-hour foundation. When I put on my foundation, I apply this with a stippling brush. I pour it on my hand and use a stippling brush, and I stipple it all over my face. I always, always, always make sure that stippling brush goes over my eyelids. So that serves as a base on its own. Because when you think about it, this is supposed to be a base for your face, right? It's supposed to hold on and keep a lasting finish. So it's going to serve the same purpose on your eyelids as well. And if you have oily skin, especially your eyelids, that's going to help. That's going to be an extra mattifying step for you. So this is what I consider a basic priming step. Second one would be, if you don't want to do that step, instead you might use a concealer. This is just Maybelline's Dream Mousse Concealer, and I'm in Ivory Light 2-3.5. This could be another basic step to conceal underneath, to conceal your lids. You're going to be concealing any dark veins you might have, any redness that you have. I know I have dark veins on mine. This could be, if I didn't have anything else, this is something I would use, and this would create a tacky base as well. So these are what I consider your basic primers. Next I want to move on to your essentials. To me, essentials are the things that you can buy. These are the ones that are strictly primers for me. These are the ones that I'm going to go out and buy, and these are the ones I'm going to apply underneath my shadows as my primer step. So examples for these would be like the L'Oreal Decrease, and this is a good one, and it's a drugstore product. This is a good one for those of you that do not want to spend a lot of money or cannot spend a lot of money. L'Oreal Decrease is a very good product. It's a very nudie color, so it blends into my skin tone fairly well. It's a fairly good product. It does not crease. I do see that it wears during the day, which is fine for some people, but for me, I like to have my makeup look bold, even to the point where I'm about to take it off at night. It's just me. I don't like to see my makeup wear off. This does show that your eye color is going to wear off a bit, but it's decent for the cost, and it's about $7, I believe. Anywhere from $6 to $8 is, I believe, how much it is. The next one would be Urban Decay's Primer Potion. And this is a little bit more upscale of a price. This is a mini, so this one was $8, but I think these run about $16 for the bigger one. So this is a really good one too. These two have wand applicators, so that makes it easy too to apply it onto your lid. See, just like that. So yeah, this is more of an upscale one here. This one is MAC Shade Stick. I've used it so much that I wore out the label, but it's in the shade Beijing. And this itself is a pencil, and you just kind of twist it up, and you apply this all over your lid and then blend it out either with a brush or your finger. I would highly recommend blending out your primers with your finger, because when you use your finger, the heat from your finger does melt the product, and it helps it absorb into your skin, and it's easier to blend, so I do recommend that. Next I have two paint pots from MAC. This one's in Bare Study, and this one is in Soft Ochre. Let me show you the colors. This one is a good one if you want to have like a real shimmery effect. Sorry about the lighting, it is later in the evening. But I actually got tired of using this one for a while. Like, I've used it so much, and I wanted to get something with a more matte base than the Soft Ochre. And I'm really loving this too. The difference between these two is, since this one is more of a frosty kind of paint pot, everything you put on your lid is going to be frosty. And the Soft Ochre is more of a matte. I'm sorry, my birds, I don't know why she's making so much noise right now. But the Soft Ochre is more of a matte, so whatever you put on it is just going to stand on its own. So if you put a matte over this, it's going to stay matte. It's not going to turn frosty because of this, like this one. But if you put a frost over it, it's going to keep frosty. It's going to be like a single frost from the eyeshadow, not like a double frost with this, if that makes sense. So that's it for my essential primers. And lastly are my secondary primers. These are primers that I would... My goodness, I don't think she likes the sound of my voice. Okay, so these are primers that I would use in conjunction with the essential primers, like the paint pots, the L'Oreal Decrease, the MAC Shade Stick, and the Urban Decay Primer Potion. So these are definitely things that I would use as a secondary, and I would layer on top of the essentials. So after I applied my essentials I just showed you, then I would apply these secondary shadows. And these are more for color effect, okay? These are not so much for lasting power, they're more to get different color effects from your eyeshadows. So for example, let me just show you this one, because this one could be used as an essential or a secondary. This is the Revlon. Now my other bird just fell down in his cage. Okay, I don't know what's going on. Sorry, it's kind of funny, but not. Okay, this is the Illuminating Cream Shadows, and this is in 740 Seashells. Ooh, just stuck my thumb in it. So these are more nude colors. This is a good alternative for those of you that cannot afford or do not want to spend or cannot get a hold of MAC's paint pots. These are cream shadows, so you can use these just like a paint pot. Use it as an essential primer and apply it all over the lid. These will crease on you. These you have to be careful how much you apply. You do not want to apply a thick amount. You want to have one thin layer. That's all you need, because these will crease on you. But this is a good alternative for those of you that love drugstore products and do not see the need to buy expensive products like that. So that's one of them. And you can also use these if you're doing a nude look. These are good layering primers, why I consider a secondary, because it'll make any browns pop. Okay, sorry I'm going so fast, I don't want to run out of time because I have so much information to tell y'all. Next things are NYX Jumbo Pencils. Excuse me. I have number 602 Dark Brown, number 604 Milk, and it's that white color, 601 Black Beans, black. So these are the basic shades. If I'm going to do a really vibrant color, I would use Milk. It's a white color base. I would put this on over my paint pot or whatever primer I'm using, and this will make your colors really stand out and pop. If I'm doing, let's say, I'm going to do a duochromatic look with MAC's Stars and Rockets eyeshadow. It's purple and it can duochrome to blue. I would use the Jumbo Shade Stick in Black Bean because that black will help that matte color, the duochrome look. So this one in dark brown, if I'm going to do a brown look, I can use this to make it more intense. So these are really good layering colors, and it's going to help build up any color you have. Another one that you could use if you're doing a dark smoky look, you can use eyeliners. This is MAC's Technical Graph Black eyeliner. You can apply this all over the lid. I can't even open it right now. You can apply it all over the lid and apply your smoky look for that wash of color and just to make it more intense. And this one is the Wet n Wild Gel Liner. That's the black one. You could use this with a brush or your finger and smooth it out over your lid. Another thing real quick before I run out of time are the Dream Mousse shadows. I have 4 of them. This is in 10 Ivory Illusion, number 40 Tranquil Rose, number 20 Suede Sensation, and number 55 Turquoise Breeze. So these are good for smoothing it all over the lid and getting that color. So some other products that you can get are from NARS. NARS has one. There's an e.l.f. one that's about $3. Palladio has one from Sally Beauty Supply. The Urban Decay, there's a Too Faced, there's the MAC Paint Pot Shade Stick, the Revlon Creme, and the NYX Jumbo Pencils. Real quick before this video cuts off, I just want to say that, guys, even if you can't afford or don't want to invest in quality eyeshadows, invest in a quality primer. This will last you a very long time. These primers, I've had this primer for about a year already, and I'm nowhere near completing it. These will last you a very long time, longer than what the value of it is worth per dollar, and it'll make your drugstore eyeshadows, even though they're inexpensive, it'll make it look like an expensive brand. So that's just my 2 cents on this. I'm sorry it's kind of rushed at the end. I hope you all enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys in the next video.